Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton. It's been a crisis in Hennepin County for years, a shortage of foster care parents. Reporter Pafua Yang takes us inside a Brooklyn Park foster home and explains why there's a need.
We know that we can't adopt them all, but we've got 5 of them.
For 34 years, Darlene and Curtis Bell have lived out their calling.
We were told about 30 years ago that we'd live on a farm in a big house full of kids. Before any of this was built, we didn't know that, but then it came to fruition, and this is where we are.
The high school sweethearts grew up around the foster care system.
I have lived experience as being a foster child when I was in Chicago and experienced trauma and had to be put into foster care.
Our number one goal is reunification with the birth parents. My parents were taken in, my cousins and community members, way back before it was ever foster care.
Many foster children come from abuse or neglect. The hardest groups to place in foster homes are teens and siblings. But thanks to organizations like MinAdopt, kids are connected to parents like Darlene and Curtis.
We don't need perfect families. We need families that can provide a safe and stable place.
Kim Young with MinAdopt says in 2019, on any given day, there were an average of 9,300 kids in foster care across the state. 1,300 of those kids are from Hennepin County. More than 700 of those youths need adoptive families.
Some of the basic requirements are that foster parents are 21 years or older and that they can pass the Adam Walsh criminal background check.
Young says the need in foster home is important to the community so kids can cope, heal, and grow into a strong adult.
A foster child could come in for just a couple of days and it could be many months and sometimes a year or two.
And whether it's a couple days or a couple years, foster parents say the reward outweighs the challenges.
They know that we'll always be their grandma and papa, even after they're far and gone and grown.
Right.
We're still here for them.
In Brooklyn Park, Pafua Yang, CCX News.
A new initiative is in place to promote and provide training to more teachers of color, specifically at New Millennium Academy in Brooklyn Center. The Pathway to Classroom initiative is open to current paraprofessionals and school staff members at New Millennium. 6 to 8 staff members will be selected and they'll receive a scholarship to help fund their schooling. They'll also get paid 100 hours of classroom experience. After completing the program, newly licensed teachers are expected to commit to 4 years at New Millennium.
The intention is to get more teachers of color who reflects the student population and the community that they live in. So, our students are 90% Hmong students, 99% of our students are students of color.
Currently, less than half of the teachers at New Millennium are teachers of color. The deadline to submit applications for the new program is mid-April. A unique private school for kids with autism is moving to Golden Valley. Academy of Whole Learning is the only private school in the state that specifically serves kindergarten through 12th grade students with autism. The school is currently leasing a building in Minnetonka, but soon it will move into a building on the corner of Boone and 10th Avenue. Entrepreneurs come in all shapes and sizes. As Neil Persley found out, they also come in all ages.
I love being creative and taking things, making things out of anything, right? And so that's where the tie started.
But the real genesis for Annabelle's entrepreneurial endeavors began last year. Anna started 9th grade at Wayzata High School and joined DECA, a club designed to encourage and promote entrepreneurs and leaders in business.
It was first going to DECA and I love it so much. And I'm like, how can I just use what I learned in my own life? And so then it just went hand in hand.
During the summer and the COVID lockdown, Anna found herself with time on her hands, but those hands did not remain idle.
Making these was just awesome because it's I love being busy, and that's what I totally lacked over quarantine. So it's creativity and being busy.
She makes the tie bags from men's ties she recycles, and the pendants from designer buttons she takes from garments that she finds secondhand.
So then we'll find new buttons and sew those back on and then donate it to homeless shelters or things like that.
Annabelle created an Etsy site and brand with a catchy name.
My name's Annabelle, and so Annabelle backwards is Elabana. My dad thought of that one.
She made a how-to video last fall when she entered the Plymouth Arts Fair.
Starting off with making the tie bags, it all begins with choosing 3 to 4 ties that work well together.
This helped in marketing and exposure. Throughout this, Anna has become a pretty good seamstress. Remarkably, when she started, she didn't even know how to sew.
Gotten better, definitely gotten better. The lines are straighter.
Between the Plymouth Arts Fair and her Etsy site, sales have been brisk.
Actually, during the Texas snowstorm, we had a ton of sales then, because I mean, people were like online shopping, not much else to do. And then New York, some, Florida, just kind of all over the place.
Now finishing up her sophomore year at Wayzata, there's no telling where Annabelle will take her business skills in the future.
It's not just about the product that you're selling, it's about the experience.
In Plymouth, Neil Persley, CCX News.
And speaking of entrepreneurs, for years Girl Scouts have relied on door knocking to sell cookies. But this year many Girl Scouts had to adjust their business plan when COVID-19 hit.
It's a lot different because of COVID. We can't really, I don't want to risk it, so I don't want to go house to house. So I'm mostly just doing cookie booths.
Those booths have been primarily outside local Cub food stores. Girl Scout members say they've also learned business skills, including how to use social media to market.
You could post yourself on Facebook or have your mom post on Facebook and have people say, hey, I want some Girl Scout cookies, and comment on the post.
Together, both girls sold about 2,300 boxes of cookies this year. And if you don't have your cookie fix of Thin Mints just yet, don't worry, the cookie season wraps up on April 2nd.